Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. General Hospital spoilers report Port Charles is bracing for an emotional whirlwind as Elizabeth Baldwin, Rebecca Herbst, is finally heading home from the hospital after surgery following her harrowing car accident with Rick Lansing, Rick Hurst. Lucky Spencer, Jonathan Jackson, is by her side as her rock. But this homecoming might not be the cozy recovery everyone expects. Elizabeth's reliance on Lucky could stir up feelings of vulnerability she's not ready to face, threatening to unravel their budding romance. Will her heart pull her closer to him or push her away? And who else might seize this moment to exploit her fragile state? Word on the street is that Lucky is stepping up big time, bringing Elizabeth home and vowing to help her heal post-surgery. He's all in, but this isn't just about bandages and pain meds. Sources say Elizabeth, still reeling from the crash, might find herself leaning on Lucky more than she ever planned to. His steady presence is bound to be a comfort, but it's also likely a reminder of how he left her in the lurch years ago. Could this dynamic leave her feeling like she better pump the brakes, pun intended, on this relationship before it too crashes and burns? Elizabeth's growing dependence on Lucky is probably going to stir up a storm of mixed feelings. She's falling for him again, no doubt, but vulnerability isn't her style. Spoilers whisper she might start questioning if their rekindled romance is built on love or obligation. We can practically see her walls going up as she fights to avoid losing any semblance of her independence. But pushing Lucky away could leave her isolated, and maybe even spark tension that threatens to derail their new love story. Is she protecting herself, or breaking her own heart? Just when things couldn't get messier, a shadow might be creeping closer. Rumors swirl that someone, maybe a rival like Rick, could see Elizabeth's fragile state as the perfect chance to strike. Her recovery leaves her exposed, physically and emotionally, and he has always been anything if not exploitive. Could Rick, still stinging from the crash, make a move? If Elizabeth distances herself from Lucky, she might lose her strongest ally right when danger knocks. Will she be able to overcome her inclination not to trust Lucky because of the way he abandoned her and broke her heart in the past? Is it just asking too much to let herself lean on him in her time of need and be that vulnerable? Elizabeth Weber has been through her fair share of trials over the years, love lost, betrayals, stalkers, and tragic deaths, but nothing may prepare her for the emotional and psychological storm brewing upon her return to Port Charles. After a brief absence to take care of her ailing grandmother in Colorado, Elizabeth's return is anything but calm. In fact, it might be the beginning of a new chapter, one filled with shadows from the past, dangerous new alliances, and possibly, love. Back to where it all began. Elizabeth's homecoming is quiet at first, no fanfare, no warm welcome beyond her boys and a handful of close friends. But the silence is misleading. Rumors swirl around General Hospital that someone has been keeping an eye on her, watching, waiting. And Elizabeth, usually so grounded in her instincts, can't shake the feeling that something is off. A misplaced object here, a strange voicemail there. Even her sons are beginning to notice their mother's tension. Though she brushes it off as the stress of returning after such an emotionally draining trip, Elizabeth's instincts might not be wrong. And the danger may be closer than she realizes. Past ghosts with new faces. Fans will remember Elizabeth's past entanglements, Rick Lansing, Franco Baldwin, Nicholas Cassadine, all of whom left indelible marks on her life. But what if the threat this time isn't from someone she's loved before, but someone who knows how deeply she can love? Whispers around the hospital suggest a new staff member, a trauma surgeon named Drive. Elias Monroe, has taken a particular interest in Elizabeth. On the surface, Elias is charming, brilliant, and dedicated. But his resume has some glaring gaps and an unsettling calm when pressed about them. Elizabeth, always the professional, tries not to let the red flags sway her judgment, until she begins receiving anonymous notes in her locker. The writing is eerily familiar. The messages vague but threatening. Could Elias be connected to someone from her past? An unexpected ally, or adversary? As Elizabeth struggles to adjust, one person steps up for her in a way no one expected, Hamilton Finn. Despite their rocky history, Finn has always had a soft spot for Liz, and with Violet asking about Aunt Liz constantly, he finds himself pulled back into her orbit. But things have changed. Elizabeth is guarded, keeping secrets even from Finn. And when he catches her rifling through old boxes at the hospital archives late one night, he knows something is wrong. She tries to play it off, claiming she's just looking for old photos, but Finn isn't buying it. Could this renewed connection between them reignite old feelings? Or is Elizabeth leaning on him simply because she doesn't know who else to trust? Franco's shadow looms large. Elizabeth has never truly healed from Franco's death. And now, in moments of exhaustion and fear, she swears she hears his voice. Sometimes in dreams, sometimes in moments of quiet. It could be grief. Or it could be something more. Spoilers tease that a mysterious artist will soon arrive in Port Charles, holding an exhibition at Ava Jerome's gallery, featuring pieces remarkably similar to Franco's style. Elizabeth, drawn in by the eerily familiar brushstrokes, is left rattled. How could someone be duplicating Franco's art so precisely? And why does the artist seem to know so much about her? Some fans speculate that the artist could be a former patient of Franco's or even a distant relative, but what's clear is that this person has an intense fixation on Elizabeth. And if Ava's protective instincts are any indication, Liz may be walking straight into a trap disguised as a memory. The Cassadine factor. Just when things couldn't get more complicated, Elizabeth finds herself pulled into a Cassadine drama yet again. With Nicholas back in town and attempting to reclaim his place in Spencer's life, he reaches out to Elizabeth for support, hoping to remind her of their old friendship and perhaps more. Nicholas claims to have changed, that he's seen the consequences of his past lies. But Elizabeth, burned by him too many times before, keeps him at arm's length. Still, the chemistry between them simmers, and the history they share threatens to cloud her judgment. When Elizabeth's home is mysteriously broken into, with nothing stolen but an old photo of her and Nicholas, the connection is hard to ignore. Could someone be targeting both of them? Jason Morgan, a distant memory or future firestorm? Jason's return to Port Charles has sent shockwaves through the city. While he's been focused on clearing his name and protecting those he loves, he hasn't forgotten the bond he once shared with Elizabeth. Their connection was always complicated, a dance between trust, secrets, and unspoken love. Spoilers hint that Jason and Elizabeth will soon cross paths again, this time under tense, high-stakes circumstances. Perhaps involving one of her sons. Perhaps involving a threat neither saw coming. But one thing is certain, the emotional sparks between them haven't died. And in her most vulnerable moment, Jason might be the one person Elizabeth can turn to, or the one who inadvertently puts her in even greater danger. The Weber boys, in the crosshairs. It wouldn't be a General Hospital twist without danger touching the next generation. Elizabeth's sons, particularly Jake, have grown more perceptive over the years. Jake has sensed his mother's anxiety and has begun asking questions. But what he doesn't realize is that he may already be on someone's radar. With Jason as his father and Franco as a former stepfather, Jake has grown up surrounded by secrets and danger. And someone may be looking to use him to get to Elizabeth. Spoilers suggest that Jake may receive a mysterious package, one that contains clues to his father's past, and potentially a trap set to lure Elizabeth out of hiding. The stakes are high, the players are hidden, and the game is just beginning. A mother's strength, and her breaking point. Through all the twists and turns, Elizabeth remains the fierce, loving mother fans have always rooted for. But even the strongest have breaking points. As she unravels the tangled web of mystery around her, from Elias to the new artist, from Nicholas to Jason, she'll be forced to confront some ugly truths about her past, her choices, and the way she's survived for so long. In the coming weeks, fans can expect emotional showdowns, cryptic clues, and one shocking betrayal that will leave Elizabeth questioning everything, and everyone, she thought she knew. Final thoughts. Elizabeth Weber's return is not just a homecoming, it's the beginning of a psychological thriller that could rewrite her future. Vulnerability can be dangerous in Port Charles. And for Elizabeth, it might just open the door for her greatest threat yet, or her most unexpected salvation. Thanks for watching this video and please subscribe our GH News 24 YouTube channel for more update news.